GK by its thrust for nation building, it necessitates that it mainstreams and embraces all sectors of society, and we would like that to flourish as well. Now, but having said that, allowing GK to move and flourish in the way that it is called to be, also gives us the opportunity, as we let go and as we pass on the leadership of GK, allows also CFC to grow other aspects of its work with the poor that have been there actually even before Gawad Kalinga. And what are these components? The components of the work with the poor that we started in CFC even before GK are what we call the social ministries. No? The one I described earlier, there is a social ministry in prisons. We call it Isaiah 61, that really serves in this helping the prisoners not only in their spiritual but also in the other practical aspects. So the prisons, we believe, is also the poorest of the poor, those who are there. And so we are active there. Tecton Guild, for our socio-economic renewal, is helping provide livelihood opportunities for the members. And there have been a lot of success stories there that somehow has not just been told in the same way as others, but success stories as well. St. Thomas More Associates, as we help in the governance and as we provide legal aid to the poor, is a real work with the poor, and should also be really allowed to grow, and so forth. The medical mission, Give Care, has done so many things in the work with the poor. Oikos, while its environment, it surely has an impact on poverty as well. As we nurture the environment, then we also leave a legacy that it can be shared with as many as possible and not just for a few. So all of these aspects of the work with the poor in CFC will also have the opportunity to likewise grow in the way that it should. And now we will see perhaps different approaches to the work with the poor, but the bottom line nonetheless is that more poor will be served. And the call for CFC to really build the church of the home, build the church of the poor, will grow to its fullest. So these are the so-called twin results that we see in this move, in the transition that we are referring to with respect to Gawad Kalinga. The one thing that should be clear in all of this, there is a change, there is an organizational change. There are now distinct leadership in the two distinct institutions, CFC and Gawad Kalinga, and that line should be clear. However, it is very important to note that the two will continue to work together, will continue to collaborate, will continue to have a common heart for the poor. And by this action, by this decision, CFC even strengthens its commitment for the poor, allowing Gawad Kalinga to blossom as it is called in the work with the poor in nation building and poverty alleviation, also allowing CFC to also grow its various work with the poor that has been there, and many more that probably will be added to that. So this particular decision, this particular transition, this particular milestone is really our hope, our objective, our goal is to further strengthen our mission to build the church of the poor all around. And we are actually, as soon as some of the anxieties have died down and settled down, I hope everyone really sees that this is a new exciting development and life of CFC, a new chapter where the various expressions of the work for the poor will be given its opportunity to fully blossom and really be pursued with greater zeal and intensity, as it were. And again, as long as we do this, the intention of this decision again is to do it in a way that is among brothers and sisters in community. We continue to relate in brotherly and brotherly terms, in friendship and in cooperation with one another. So I can understand, we can understand some of the anxieties that have set in among the members of CFC, among the public perhaps, fearful of that this, the usual term is a split. There is a split. But in our definition of split, there is no split, because a split is one that develops when two groups don't have anything to do with one another. And here it is clear that CFC has many things to do with Gawad Kalinga. We will be in the Gawad Kalinga sites. Our CFC members will continue to work there, continue to serve there. And so we are engaged in the same work with the poor, although for CFC now it is not the only aspect of the work with the poor. There might be other expressions for that too. In the case of our brethren, our members who are passionate with Gawad Kalinga, by this decision, they don't become, they don't lose membership in CFC. They continue to be members of Couples for Christ, and we embrace them as members of CFC, and they will continue to have what we also call the pastoral cover as members of CFC. So there is no split in a very real sense, because we have very, there is a lot of common things that we commit to do together, albeit respecting the distinctions of the two leaderships that have transpired. So, brothers and sisters, our friends from media, I hope that this particular aspect of our new, of a major transition in our community life in CFC, hopefully will be seen that way, and provide a lot more hope, a lot more excitement to be able to pursue this work with the poor in even a greater and a more expansive way. So that is the object, that is the reason for this, and we hope that it will so develop that way, and that will develop that way for as long as we all help one another to make it happen in that way. So with that, I'd like to just end this my own spiel here, and maybe open the floor to some questions that we will answer to the best of our ability. I have my brothers in the IC here that I know will support and help me answer the questions. So again, thank you very much, and we'll hear all the questions you might have.